If you're like me, you're constantly wondering, what is my dog thinking? Well, I think I found someone who can help us out. I am so excited to introduce you to Sandra Larson, who is an animal communicator.
Yay!
Okay, what is an animal communicator exactly?
Well, an animal communicator is someone who can intuitively speak with animals. It helps to have a picture, but I have a process where I tune into animals' energy and their conversation, and it helps to understand the animal's perspective.
How do you do this? How did you learn that you could do this?
Well, it's kind of funny. When I decided to go back and get my master's in counseling, I had a friend who said, if you love animals so much, why don't you become an animal communicator? And I said, sounds great. What's that?
Yeah.
You know, so I didn't even know what that was at the time. But then I took a class in animal communication, more than one, and I discovered that it was a natural process, but there's a secret.
What is it? Tell us.
My dad talked to animals all the time. And I just thought, you know, he would talk to the birds and the squirrels, and anytime he saw a dog or a cat on the street, he would just lean down and talk to them. And so I discovered that not only can you love animals, but you can communicate with them also. And so it's all based on love and honor and appreciation.
Well, I have love, honor, and appreciation for Charlie, but I've yet to be able to properly communicate with him. So I brought him, and we're going to bring Charlie in and get him in on the session and see what we can chat about.
The first thing he says is, can you see how much I love my mom? He's telling me that he really likes to please you. Do you find that?
I think
he's
so.
Like a Velcro dog. He wants to be near you all the time.
Yes.
And
I think so.
He says he really tries to be a good boy for you. He says that he would really like to be a working dog with you. So that means
what do you think you're doing today, Charlie?
Yeah, he says, I like it.
I think the biggest question is just, you know, is he happy with his life?
Charlie, sweetheart, are you happy with your life? Did you see that? He says, yes, I am. I'm very happy with my life.
Does he mind eating the same food every day?
Okay.
I wonder that a lot.
Just watch how he responded to you.
Okay.
Yes. So Charlie, how do you feel about the food? Do you like your food? He says, it's okay, but I really like treats.
Okay, what does he think of his sister?
Sister.
A human sister.
Human sister. Okay, and what is her name?
Brighton.
Brighton. So Charlie, and how old is she?
5.
5. So Charlie, what do you think about your sister Brighton? Can you tell Auntie San? He loves her, but sometimes she's a little crazy. Is that right?
Yes, I know. Okay, maybe I have been communicating with him. I had a feeling that's what he would say. Does it make him mad when we dress him up?
Oh, let me ask. Charlie, how do you feel about wearing clothes? She says, it's my mom that mostly does it, not my dad. Is that true? You pick out the outfits? Okay.
Yeah,
Charlie, he says it depends on how you dress him.
Oh.
So he likes to look manly, but don't dress him up looking like a goofy girl.
So the tutu's off.
Do you like the tutu? He said, are you kidding? He's panting. I don't think he enjoys it. He says, you can do it at home, but don't take me out in the tutu, Mom.
This has been fascinating. I think your career is one I didn't even know existed, but I'm so glad to have learned about it, and you hit a couple of things that I thought, wow, she's really talking to him. So how can people reach out to you if they would like to, you know, learn more or talk with their own dog?
Absolutely. I work with people around the world, and you can reach me at sandralarson.com. Also, I do home visits.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, we will link everything on our website, cw33.com, so you can talk to your own pet.